Hi, this is Maria from Emu Gifts, partnering once again with Middle Country Public Library to bring you this quick tutorial on how to make a turtle hand sanitizer holder. That's right, a hand sanitizer holder in the shape of a turtle. This tutorial will include two different versions. One will be a sewn version and one will be a non-sew version, so stick around for both. Now also, don't forget to visit Middle Country Public Library's social media pages as well as their website for more fun tutorials and how-tos just like this one. Okay, let's get started. All right, so today you will need your turtle template, which is shown right here. You will also need felt, 9 by 12 inches of felt. Would be great. And also, you will need some pins, your scissors, and of course your stitch witchery or iron-on adhesive. You're gonna need something to decorate. I'm using gel pens today. And of course, if you are going to be sewing, you're gonna need your sewing machine and thread. Alrighty, so I have already cut out my turtle template in advance, and now I'm going to pin it onto the felt, which I have already folded in half the long way. So we are going to pin in place right here, and we are going to make sure that the head of the turtle is sitting right along the edge of that fold. The reason for this is that we're going to actually have two turtles cut out, but they're going to be meeting in the middle where the heads are, and that's going to be the loop where you can go ahead and hook your key ring or your swivel hook that will allow you to attach your turtle to a backpack or a tote. Okay, so now that we have everything pinned in place, we're going to go ahead and cut out the turtle shape. Just make sure that once again you do not cut where the head of the turtle is, just so it accounts for that loop that you're going to go ahead and put your keyring or swivel hook. Okay, now that we have a cutout ready, this is what it looks like, and we can actually take out the pins. So we're going to take out the pins and put them aside. And the next part is going to be tracing our guideline and sewing our project. So at this point, we're just going to make sure that everything lines up nice and easy. That is what the whole piece is looking like, and then we're just going to make sure that everything is lined up as best as possible. And what we're going to do is just draw the outline of the turtle shell, and that is where we're actually going to sew. We're going to sew along the outline that we're making right now. So I'm taking a piece of chalk and I'm going to make that oval or circle shape that the turtle shells have. And that's going to be our guideline to sew. This is going to create a little pocket where the hand sanitizer is going to go into. Okay, so I've pinned in place in the middle, and now we're going to go ahead and sew. Now here we are at our sewing machine. We're going to go ahead and sew all around the perimeter of where we have drawn our guideline, and we're just going to use a simple straight stitch. Now there's no need to go ahead and backstitch or anything like that at this point. If you'd like to, you can go ahead, but there's really no need for it. Okay, wonderful. So right now I am going to back stitch a little bit, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take this off our machine. Okay. So this is what the final sewn version looks like. And right now we can go ahead and take that pin out and put it aside. And what we're going to do is that we're just going to go ahead and make a slit for the opening of the hand sanitizer. And to do this, you're just going to separate the pieces of fabric that are inside of the shell. Okay, do that as best as possible. And then you're going to go ahead and pick a side and draw a line about in the third upper part of the turtle. And this line is going to be where you're going to make your cut to make that opening for the hand sanitizer. So right here, I'm just again separating those two pieces of fabric so they don't get cut at the same time. And I'm just going to go ever so carefully with my seam ripper and make that cut. Now you can use your seam ripper, you can use scissors, whatever you're most comfortable with, or you can use both. Just try to make sure that you do not cut into the stitching that you just finished sewing in. Wonderful. And this is a little pocket where your hand sanitizer is going to go into. Just like this. Perfect. All right, that was your sewn turtle hand sanitizer holder. Up next is going to be our non-sew version. And for that, you will not be needing your sewing machine. You're just going to need the same materials and, an iron. Perfect. So now we have all of our materials in place, and we're going to use the same template that we did before. We're going to fold, we're going to use the same template that we used before. Just make sure that you cut out the turtle before you start anything, and you will fold your piece of felt down the middle. And you're going to go ahead and line up the head of the turtle with the fold of the fabric. Okay, this once again ensures that we have two turtle cutouts, but they're united by the head. So they're, kept together by the head, and that eventually becomes the loop of where we're going to put our key ring or our swivel hook or whatever else you're going to be attaching to your holder. Right now, we're just pinning in place. Okay, and we're going to be ready to cut out our turtle now. Okay, now we can put our scraps aside. And this is what our turtle holder is looking like right now. We can take out our pins, put them aside. And now it's time to go ahead and plan out how we are going to place our stitch witchery. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and follow the same step as before with our sewn turtle, and we're going to draw the outline of the shell right on the turtle. Okay, and this is just going to serve as a guideline of where we want our placement of the stitch witchery to be. Wonderful. So, depending on how much stitch witchery you have or how much iron-on adhesive you have, you can go ahead and just kind of sort of place it on top of the turtle. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and kind of just measure from the top of the shell to about where the fin of the turtle is. I'm just going to, cut that little piece. And I think that's going to be serving well as part of where we want this to be glued. We're going to do the same thing for the other side. And we're going to do the same thing for the bottoms, only this time we're going to go from the bottom of the shell to that top fin. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Wonderful. So now we're just going to take these and put them aside. We're going to open up our turtle fabric. Wonderful. And what we're going to do is we're going to just place once again the stitch witchery pieces we cut out, and we're going to place them and lay them on the turtle. So this is going to be the final place where they're going to be glued. So just make sure that you play with your stitch witchery. Just make sure that you lay it out the way you really want it to be, because once we're done with this step and we iron, there's really no going back. So just make sure that you lay it out the way you really want to. Now here I am just cutting a small little slit on the stitch witchery, so it allows me to kind of create a curve with that piece of iron-on adhesive I just cut out before. So it just, it makes it kind of just go along the shell a little bit better, and it's not sticking out. Okay, just like that. And as you can see, there's a little bit more of a curve on the stitch witchery now. So now I'm just going to go ahead and pull back the other side of the turtle, match the two sides of fabric together as best as I can. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this to the ironing board. Now we're going to go ahead and iron on a low setting. This is so the fabric does not get scorched, and we're still able to glue on our stitch witchery and get everything together. Wonderful. So now, once the project has been cooled off, this is going to be, the little loop where our keyring is going to go. And as I mentioned, now that it's cooled off, we can go ahead and draw that line that we did with the other template where our opening for the sanitizer is going to go in. Okay, so here we are, upper third of the turtle. And just as before, we're going to try to very gently separate the two pieces of fabric in the middle, just so we don't catch both of them and don't cut them both at the same time by accident. Here I'm using my seam ripper. We're going to make sure we cut that little piece, and that'll allow us to get scissors in, or if you want to finish it with your seam ripper, that's cool too. Whichever way is easiest for you, you can go ahead and do that. Right here, we just want to make sure that we create that slit, so that that opening, so that our hand sanitizer goes in. Okay, so here it is. We can put our hand sanitizer in. And this is what it's gonna look like. Wonderful. So that has been the no-sew version of the turtle sanitizer holder. Now we get to be super creative and super fun and decorate our turtles. You can use the glitter gel pens like I'm using. You can go ahead and use paint, markers, sequins, really whatever medium you want to decorate these turtles and, make them as festive as you'd like. Right now, I'm just going to be using the gel pens and, just stick around for the final product. Wonderful. This has been the turtle hand sanitizer holder tutorial. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching. We are so happy to partner with Middle Country Public Library. Make sure to visit their website, their social media pages, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.